Hello everyone, it is Joe here from OmniPoke, the channel that brings you guys everything Pokemon. Today we're looking at Alolan Exeggutor. This is actually an archetype that's seeing a lot of play in UK Cups recently. A few prominent players in the UK have been piloting it to reasonable success. Like, no one's done overly well with it, but a handful of people are cutting with the deck, and they're trying to add in Shedinja to add even more prize denial to an already tanky non-GX deck, trying to slow down even the likes of Zapdos and catch up with this high hit points and just prize denial approach from the Shedinja that you get. So, pretty interesting build of the deck, and there are murmurs that this is a reasonable rogue right now, so I thought we'd profile it. It's a little bit clunky, obviously no backup draw engine in sight, just hoping that the amount of ball search gets us over the line, alongside a reasonable amount of supporter cards. So yeah, an interesting build for sure. Let's jump straight into the build. First of all, for Multiply Execute, we want to play this one, even though it has 10 less hit points than its other ones, because this can help you from getting donked at times with its little multiply attack, getting you more executes from your deck straight to the bench, which is worth noting. It does make you much worse against Tapu Koko, but that's really about it. So I think it's overall more worth it so that you just don't get donked, because this deck can have some dead hands at times. Then we're going to have one copy of the grass, Alolan Egg, Tropical Shaking, to knock out the likes of Lycanroc is a big deal for you. So having one copy of this guy definitely going to be valuable. And then we are going to have 3 copies of the Dragon Alolan Exeggutor. The reason why we like this one is because it's, well, A, is weak to Fairy, which is basically a non-existent type right now in the format, outside of like Sylveon. And B, is that we have Mysterious Treasure to search this card out. So we have a lot of access to him, which is really awesome. It has the exact same attack, doing for 1 grass energy, 20 base, and 20 more for each different type of basic energy in your discard pile, up to 100 more damage. So 120 is our maximum damage output if we have 5 different energy types in our discard pile. You can see that we are playing 6 total different energy types, including the grass itself. So that's definitely, you know, what we're looking to get up towards 120 is 2-shotting, most GXs, even tag teams, and it's going to be one-shotting the likes of Zapdos and other small non-GXs, so that's the idea. From there, we have a 2-2 line of this Shedinja. Vessel of Life has only really seen play in like Blacephalon, surprisingly. Its ability says, once during a turn, you may discard all cards attached to this Pokemon and attach it to one of your Pokemon as a tool card. And then when the Pokemon this card is attached to is knocked out, your opponent takes 1 fewer prize card. So we can put this onto our Tapu Lele, so that our opponent only takes 1 prize, to be much less of a liability. Or we can put it onto our Alolan Eggs, so that when they fall, they don't give up a prize card. Or even we can just put them on the likes of like Marshadows and other bench sitters like Shuckle, so that they're not just easy Guzma targets for the likes of Zapdos. We can pretty much nullify that option and force them to go through 160 hit point Pokemon, which is great. Another great thing about the Shedinja is that you can do this in the active position to effectively give yourself a free retreating option as well. So that's definitely something to bear in mind. Its Haunt attack puts 3 counters on your opponent's active Pokemon. This can randomly help out, finish things off if you really have to, but you shouldn't really ever have to. But it's a colorless attack cost, so literally anything can use it, which is pretty funny. But yeah, really, that's why we have the Ditto in here. It acts as a 5th Execute, but also as extra Nincadas. Obviously, grass typing means we can netball search for both of these basics, which is really great. So it has amazing synergy in this deck, to be fair. Early netball searchability and treasure searchability, thanks to the dragon and psychic typing of these 2 Pokemon. So pretty nice mini synergy going on here. Trying to slow down Zapdos players and really just grind out other opponents. That's the idea behind this deck. From there, we have 2 Shuckle. The fresh squeezed ability allows us to battle compressor away energy cards, basically to ramp up our damage when you bench him. So that's a really important Pokemon. Again, we have the 4 Netball, 3 Ultra Ball to try and dig out this guy early to do that fresh squeezed combo. 1 copy of Let Loose Marshadow to disrupt the opponent's hand size and give ourselves a fresh hand at times as well. We do have the 4 Treasure, 3 Ultra to try and dig this guy out early. And we also have 1 Tapu Lele for similar reasons. You may think you want to remain non-GXy as possible, but really we're so setup focused that we would love to Lele out a Lillie in the early turns. And that's why we're going to have the 1 copy of Lele. And we're hoping that Shedinja can find its way onto a Lele at one point or another in the game to deny the opponent the easy 2 prize knockout, because that would otherwise be detrimental. Onto the item cards, 1 copy of Energy Recycle System. I prefer this just to having an extra physical 7th Grass Energy. When we are trying to grind out games and recycle Shedinjas with the likes of Stretchers and recycle our Alolan Eggs, sometimes you have to recycle our Grass Energies as well. So this being potentially 3 extra Grass rather than just 1 physical one, in my opinion, is pretty reasonable. When we already have 4 net, 6 Grass, and a Viridian, we have a lot of searchability for our Grass Energies turn by turn. And the fact that we're 160 hit point Pokemon, a lot of the time people gust around us. So we don't always need to have physically 6 energy cards throughout the entire game. But this is going to be a nice recycle when we are trying to make the games go long. Then we have 2 Stretcher, recycling both our Shedinja pieces and our Alolan Egg pieces for the most part. Then we have the Ball Search. We're going to have 4 Net and Treasure. Treasure obviously getting you early Lele, Marshadow, Shedinjas, and Alolan Eggs. And then the Net Balls get all of our good basics, the Shuckles, the Nincadas, and the Eggs. 3 Nest can do the same thing, but also grabs Ditto out for us. And 3 Ultra Ball obviously has the discard synergy, which is a big deal, similar to Mysterious Treasure, getting rid of these excess energy cards, or just excess things like Shuckle and stuff, so that we can Lillie much more often. We have a lot of insta-plays in this deck. Ultra Ball can be very strong for getting rid of extra energy cards, and again, just more outs to these early Leles, Marshadows, and all that nonsense. Then we are going to have 1 Viridian as a stadium remover for other people, whilst also giving you extra synergy for binning off some of these energy cards. You could consider this just becoming another Ultra Ball and just going back to 4 Ultra, but I like having the option to bounce stadiums here and there. There are a few pesky ones that you want to get rid of, because otherwise people can get a huge amount of value against you, especially Prism Star ones. Then we're going to have 2 Erika's Hospitality. We can lower our hand size pretty nicely with all these Ball Search cards and the amount of insta-plays that we have. So this is oftentimes going to be quite live, and it gives us a lot of hand advantage. Then we have 4s of everything else. The Cynthia and the Lillie. Obviously good turn 1 and like throughout the game, both these cards. Because Lillie, even though she's oftentimes only getting us like 3 or 4 cards in the mid-game, it's just going to help keeping us topped up throughout the game. If you want to go lower on the Lillie and heavier on the Erika, you can go for that if you really want to, but that's really at the whim of your opponent to get set up early in the board, but that's really up to you. You can also have 4 Guzma in here so that we can, you know, make the most out of our 2-hit KOs. You have to be careful with your Guzmas. Could even consider playing a Power Pad in here, to be honest, because we're trying to 2-shot so many things that you want to have access to Guzma a lot of the time. From there, we just have the energy cards. I think it's most important to have the fire energy, because there's Heat Factory around, followed by the metal energy because of Mount Coronet. The dark and the psychic. Obviously, psychic means we can attack with Shadow Punch if we really have to. It also means we can Tapu Cure if we have to. The dark can be used with Ultra of the Moon, so can the psychic. And the fighting is, you know, just the last one of choice, basically. But yeah, those energies are actually important to have. Although they are just, like, usually just tossed straight away for the Shuckle, they do have niche uses here and there when you're up against certain matchups, so do bear that in mind. And then 6 Grass, obviously, to attack with throughout the entire game. But yeah, there have been different renditions of Alolan Exeggutor. There are some more aggressive builds out there, where they're adding in either Lurantis if they're Grass-based, or Altaria if they're Dragon-based to push damage. I think the amount of spaces you need to commit to push damage is pretty weak. You end up having to have, you know, the 2-2 Altaria, Shrines, and Choice Bands, when this deck is so far away from being a one-shot deck that I would just prefer to be solidly 2-shotting throughout the entire game and making it go longer thanks to Shedinja. So that's why we're just going down this route. As I mentioned, you could consider a Power Pad in here. It's pretty reasonable. I think if you do add in 1 Power Pad, you could add in 1 Acerola for more removal of damage here and there. I think Acerola's too kind of cute to be in multiples of. I think it's like a one-of if you play Power Pad. But yeah, that's going to be it for the sort of additions that I would really consider in this deck. But definitely an interesting one that's popped up recently and has been seeing a lot of play in Cups, even if it's not a lot of success. So definitely more on the rogue side, once again. But it's trying to tackle some key matchups in some interesting ways that we don't really see very often. So just continually putting up that pressure of 120 onwards and having that great prize denial, that annoying hit points can be resource intensive for some decks to deal with. So pretty fun one at the very least. And it's not a bad budget deck either right now in the format. Only requiring one Lele and one Marshadow really being the pricey cards. We're kicking off with an Exeggcute. We also have a Nincada that I'll throw down just because Let Loose is so frequent in current standard. There's almost a debate to us starting the Nincada just to pay retreat to remove an energy straight out the gate, but I think we can attach just a multiply because we're going second here. Looks like we're up against Pikarom. They're going to freely throw down a bunch of these 3-prize Pokemon. We're kind of worried if they play Aether Paradise. We'll have to keep an eye on our Viridian if that's going to be the case. But it looks like they're playing Viridian. That's good for us. It means we can pretty much expect us to be taking 2 shots on their 3-prize Pokemon, which is pretty good. They're going to find a Zapdos early. Also, they're going to Wonder Tag. Find themselves a turn 1 Lillie. Pretty good start from them. Looks like they don't have any energy in their hand, though, from the looks of their Ultra Ball. No energy at all. That's a good break for us. We get a Lillie. And we don't hit any other Exeggcute, so good thing we play Multiply. Missed all of our ball search there. That's pretty insane. But we're sort of baiting a metal into the discard pile if we can. We see E-Switch Lightning, so I guess he's trying to just attach active, retreat Zapdos, and smack. Put some pressure on. It seems to be exactly what's happening. We're also going to see an Ultra Ball. Let's see what else they want to try and develop here. Just throwing away a couple of choice bands, which won't help them too much. Yeah, they're literally just throwing them away for a Let Loose. Interesting. We Lillied and played 1 card, and he still chose to Let Loose. That's interesting. Well, it's forced a Lele onto our board, so good choice from him, I guess. Let's go into our egg. Seeing as how we find a grass energy, we can netball for another egg here. Or do I netball for damage? We can, oh man. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. This is where you want to have a Sycamore. Wait. Oh, okay. All of our grass energies are here. I was about to panic. I really want to fresh squeezed some energy out of here. Have to put the grass in just for extra damage. It's times like this where you would quite like to have the Devoured Field Stadium. Regardless, we're evolving into a grass one. But yeah, it's going to be a nice Erika here. Do I want an Erika, or do I want to just get value from a Cynthia? I think Cynthia value is pretty reasonable here, because Erika's going to draw like more cards when we have a reasonable size hand anyway, so let's build toward that. We get a lot of ball search, which is cool. We got to bench this guy. I think I'm treasuring away the recycle system. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Oh, that's such an ugly number. Okay. Let's pop this on. I think first things first, we want this on a Lele. Pretty sure. I could put it here just to protect it from easy Guzma. See, this is where my inexperience with the deck comes in. I think I'm going to put it here. He's so far away from Tag Bolt. Hitting him for 100 is a little bit awkward. Oh, okay. I've literally not seen a Pikarom ever play Blower, but sure. Feels bad, man. Okay. Well, at least I didn't have to think too hard. Well, I was thinking hard about the placement of it, but it hasn't meant anything in the long run. We're just gonna treasure out another Exeggutor here. They really don't have much though. Good news for us. We're gonna get 3 targets back here. Get some cards. Another egg sounds good. Does it sound good? I mean, these aren't going anywhere for a long time. Yeah, we'll do this. Also want to guarantee an attachment. That sounds like a good deal to me. Means if he's going to try and stall any of these guys, we can still pay retreat. Let's see what he's up to. Can we go into Pikarom? Has Let Loose wrecked him as much as it didn't wreck us? That didn't make sense. Did it wreck him more than us? Possibly. Thunder Mountain's big. Okay, he's not been wrecked. He's fine. Full Blitz looks like a scary attack. Especially if he gets a Electro Power. Interesting, he goes for Lillie. Does he have any more Insta plays here? No. Lillie for 4 was his best choice there. No Volkner to guarantee energy Electro Power. That sounded like the best play. So maybe he only plays 1 Volkner. How was that his best supporter? There's no way. Okay, he's gone to the bench. That's good for us. That's very good for us. Okay, do I get rid of an Alolan Egg here? Yeah. Let's draw 6. This has to go here, surely. This comes down. No Counter Stadium kind of hurts us. And we're still at 100. No! No! 100 sucks so bad. 100's so bad. We really wish we were at 120. Thinking if I want to attach here to just maybe try and tackle a full blitzing Pikarom. 100 is so bad. What are you going to do? Well, looks like he's going to go for a big tag bolt. They had Cynthia. Wow, they chose to draw through 4 when they had Cynthia. Really weird. Oh, he's not going to tag bolt. Okay, he missed the Electro Power by the looks of things. Okay. We're going to evolve. Get rid of Lillie and Cynthia here. Need to get another egg, as much as I'd like to get a Shedinja, because he could just double snipe these too easily. Let's do this. Stadium removal is big. Even pushes our damage as well. We don't need to this turn though. Prize number 2 for us, leveling it up. They're going to Viridian for a lightning. There's their Dance of the Ancients, Coco. So it looks like they're ready to tag Bolt. Oh, maybe not. Maybe yes. Another Electro Power. Huh. Okay. Let's do this. I think, or do I need it to be another Shedinja? This is always happening. This is always happening, this is always happening. The Marshadow might genuinely be needed so that we stop ourselves decking out. This is going to go here. These can go in, and we'll just let loose this. You can already take 3 prizes on this, so benching an extra thing. Actually, it is bad. We shouldn't do it. We should just Cynthia. We might still need to do it to stop ourselves decking, though. What a hand. Just a bunch of Guzmas. If only we were able to hit this one for 120 earlier, I think we would have been chill. I think we might just be a little bit behind here. You can see the attachment, the Viridian. Tag Bolt. When you see a Tag Bolt GX take only 1 prize. Pretty insane. Well. It's our last one of these. Thinking if I ever can stall here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 energy played. I feel like I might need to energy drink here. Guzma one of these. Let loose, energy drink. Feels so slow though. So many turns away if I do that. Might run out of deck as well. This feels all kinds of bad. I definitely had to promote something else here. Oh, I need to take a risk now. I think we run out of deck. Man, what a strange deck to play. I think we're pretty much just out of all of our stuff now. Yeah, I think we just ran out of stuff. I need to play my recycler better. I need a lot of things to be different, to be fair. I think we're very far away from winning. Yeah, you got us. We need to... I mean, ultimately, we need to hit 120 the first time on the Pikarom and on the Zapdos. Having to 2-shot Zapdos and 3-shot Pikarom was too much. Imagine if they had both been 1-shot then 2-shot, then we would have had like our final 2-shot to get over the line. So prizing that fighting energy / not finding an extra energy to bin was overall the end of us. Let's get into another game though. It's a really hard deck to play actually. It feels like it's so simple. It feels like it's just a one attachment attacker that always hits 120 and it's just like, duh, just do that. But it's actually really hard to play. It's pretty weird. You just don't have space for all the stuff you want. Maybe I was too eager discarding stuff there. Interesting. Let's try not to deck out this time. That was with us double stretching for 3 targets as well. Interesting. I did waste an energy on a Lele. Not that it would have changed much. It would have forced him just to find an extra Electro Power or Guzma for game, which I'm sure he would have had at that point, but still. And they played Field Blower. Don't forget. Who would forget that? Anyways, let's move on to this next game. These little legs. Come on. Oh, well that's weak to grass. Very good. It can hit 50 turn 1 though with the DCE. That's Lillie. Seems like a good Ultra Ball. I definitely should have scouted my deck with the Lele. Let's see what's going on here. Prized 1 Shedinja. We have our grass Alolan Egg. Recycle systems here. 1 Stretcher's prized. Ooh, 2 Guzma's prized. Okay. I think I take this. I might freshly squeeze though, just to thin more cards out of the deck. You saw how detrimental it was for us to not have the damage early. This feels like the play. And either he can knock out the active and we can just promote Evolve, Treasure. Or he doesn't take the knockout and we can attach Evolve, Treasure. It's basically the same thing. Going to see a Diancie from the Ultra Ball, getting rid of 2 fightings. That's obviously good if he wants to use a Cell Connector. But he has to be a little bit worried about the use of Cell Connector here. Gonna see a Wonder Tag. It's gonna go ahead and grab then a turn 1 Lillie as well. Do they have DCE? No, but they have Ultra Ball to draw a few more cards here. Alolan Muck hits the discard. I guess that's how they're trying to answer Zapdos. There's a Baby Buzz. Lillie for 7, ain't too shabby. They're a DC among this bunch of cards. No energy at all. Holy. Well, we've prized double Guzma. We've got to get rid of one here. Or do we? Can I just smack here? I probably can just smack here. What else do I need to develop? Well, it's just the fact that I'm put on a 1-turn clock to develop basics if I wait. So I guess we'll go ahead and do this. Could proactively Guzma and just take a single prize. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Guzma just kill this. Guzma let loose. I don't have to worry about this. High rolling beast energy. No, it's our last Guzma. What am I talking about? Don't spend our last Guzma this early. Fresh hand. When you play so much Ball Search, it's really comfortable to just make those sorts of plays. Okay. They conceded. Okay. I think a Zygarde is a deck you do want to see as an Alolan Egg player, I'll be honest. Especially when they missed a turn 1 prize. Let's get another game in. Kicking off with Ditto. Couple nice Ball Search cards and a Lillie to kick things off. Isn't too shabby. Okay, we're up against a Mally. Now, unfortunately for us, Giratina has 130 hit points and not 120. One of the big downsides of the Shedinja build is that we don't have ways to knock out Giratinas. So using our Guzmas to our fullest potential and using Shedinjas to stop them taking easy prize cards is going to be a big deal. Obviously they can't one-shot us either, so hopefully they put 40 damage like on themselves sometimes or something like that. Maybe they've run out of places to put the damage. Who knows? The game can generally go on long enough for that to be the case. So me wanting to Ultra Ball away this Guzma, like I want to do it a lot less now, basically. Nest Ball for this. We have both our Shedinjas. We have Lele and Marshadow. I guess I saved the Ultra Ball for after the Lillie then. We're going to squeeze some energy out of our deck. We should get rid of the fire before the dark, just in case he plays Ultra. Very small thing, but nonetheless. So if I'm Ultra, yeah, we should do this. We want to save our Guzmas, that's for sure. We're going to do this, grab a Nincada, and call it there, I think. Potential to let loose. We do have a nice supporter energy. We do benefit so much from him not doing stuff, though. It's just that he has this anyway, right? He has He has 10 cards to see to find a supporter anyway and still get into Mally attach. How greedy are we feeling, boys? Oh, alright then. Oh, alright then. I've been tempted. Well, that's really good for us. That's a really good hand for us to get off that, to be fair. Well, that's not the let loose we were hoping for. Maybe it forces him to put Lele down. Nope. Worst let loose ever. At least we didn't completely lose ourselves the game. We can at least find a Alolan Egg. Oh my god. He got it all. He got it all. Let loose, you big fool. You had one job. It was to stop exactly this happening turn 2. Okay. Oh. Oh. I think we still follow the Guzma plan. There was a debate to just switching up the treasure to get a Shedinja so we could like free retreat out and just try and Cynthia, but we can't one-shot the Tina anyway. So it feels kind of iffy. See Nest Ball. Viridian's away a choice band. Seems like a reasonable option. They're going to treasure. For Mally number 2. Distortion Door doing the stuff. Starting to power up Tina number 2 by the looks of things. Just a smack. Erika's not a bad draw. We find some basics. That's definitely necessary. Again, I like proactive attachments just to protect against any stalling shenanigans. Let the long two-shot war commence. They may try to get cheeky and try and do some distortion doors to like finish this off, but it's so like long down the line. He'll have to probably hit through us here with a 4-card hand, and he does. Another Erika. I think we just guarantee. It's rare that you stretch a one target. It doesn't feel the best, but I think guaranteeing is correct here. It means that I can Erika. Always got to be conscious about when he can Sky Scorch. We want to try and get these rolling as quickly as possible before he can do those things. We don't want him Guzmaing these before they evolve. Prize number 2 for us. We're playing catch up because our let loose didn't work how we would have hoped. Debatably, we could be putting Shedinjas onto these. I think the second Shedinja should be onto one of these targets to make his Sky Scorch a lot weaker. And there'll be a point where we can't bench any more Exeggcutes. So probably next turn our priority is to bench an Exeggcute. Especially if he tries to like Guzma Nincada this turn. If they can't Guzma, I'm pretty happy. Distortion Door, doing the stuff. Recharging, obviously. Can be quite a repetitive matchup, as you can imagine. I'm gonna Viridian away a GX Pokemon for an energy. Stretcher back that GX Pokemon, that's pretty poor sequencing. They don't want that back in their deck, I'm pretty certain. They're going to start attaching to Tina. No Guzma for them. Did they choose not to Lillie there? They got it off the Stellar Wish and I guess they chose not to use it. Well, we can evolve. And we can choose to go around with Guzma. I think going around is fine, because he's going to start having to Shadow Impact some other stuff soon. Like, he has one more Shadow Impact here, then he has to start hitting his own guys. Other than benching more Inkays, I guess. I think this is solid, though. I know I said we'd look for eggs, but changed my mind. I changed my mind. There's only one more in the deck, and we have played a lot of Ball Search already. We've played all 3 of our nests and 2 of the nets. We didn't have that many outs to try and find our egg, even though our deck's pretty thin. There's a netball from them. That lets them find another Inkay. Just so they can put 40 damage on it, probably. Ah, here's a Guzma. They're going to take out a Nincada? Oh, just the egg. Okay. This was set up for a Sky Scorching. I thought he would have gone for the Nincada there. Probably stronger. Bit of a bailout from us, or for us. Okay. Ah. That's a really helpful card. Put this on here. Get rid of this. Ah. Our other egg is actually prized, so good thing we weren't even digging for that, because we can't. That's a problem, though, I'll be honest. Us using that stretcher for one target feels so dumb now. I forgot we prize a stretcher. This deck is just too difficult to try and manage resources, man. Just doesn't do enough. Maybe he tries to Guzma around us. Maybe. There's a chance. This isn't looking good though. Once again, we just run out of stuff. Priced an egg and a stretcher in our last 3, to be fair, is pretty unfortunate, but we should have known our own prizes better. We'll try and do this. They often play a high switch count, but he may just have Guzma. Nope, that's a switch. And that's a problem. He's only played 1 switch and 1 Guzma. We can't out-resource this. Stretcher? Okay. Okay. Telling me there's a chance. We've played 3 Guzmas, so it has to be this. We have to put ourselves all in. We have to attach as well, just in case he tries to Guzma stall this. And we're at the mercy of his hand now. If he can Sky Scorch, it's obviously over. He can Sky Scorch. Well, that's game. Some pretty awkward prizes there. The matchup's not great though when we don't have Devoured Field. It's actually come up a couple of times today, not having Devoured Field against the Zapdos and against the against this. I mean, I'm just going off the list that I've seen at Cups, but Devoured Field seems to be a card that this is kind of lacking. We've fallen short on damage a couple times. That's Alolan Eggs though. It's an interesting deck. I don't think I played it all that well. I need to learn it more. Well, maybe I don't. Maybe I just bin it. I mean, that's probably what I'm going to do. But if you want to play Alolan Eggs, probably learn it a bit better than I did. Resources are tight on this deck. Like, this could honestly use second... Or it could use third Stretcher, second Recycle System. Like, it's actually one of the tightest decks I've had to play. It's insane. Just because it doesn't do enough. But yeah, you could think about adding in Devoured Fields as well. Or if you want to go more aggressive, you can try out the Altara build. The Shedinjas, they did some work today, but they weren't overly incredible. They bought us a prize here or there to do stuff, but overall, 1 win against Zygarde that kind of whiffed, and then against some of the top tier stuff, we just ended up not having the answers. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about Alolan Eggs. I mean, it's been at UK Cups, and I personally don't know why, but I thought I'd profile it today anyway. couple more videos until the set review, so keep an eye out for that, and we'll be looking at all of the Unbroken Bonds decks soon, which I'm excited for. So I've been doing a lot of prep in the background. That's why you're seeing some more rogue stuff recently, just because I'm trying to fill the last couple of days before we jump into the new set. So I hope you do appreciate that. And yeah, obviously we're coming towards the end of the meta. There's only so many new decks that I can profile at this point. So yeah, I'm scraping the barrel a little bit. That's it for today though, guys. Hope you did enjoy, and I'll see you in another video soon. Cheers.